I don't know. I think it's pretty good too. So if you've read it, then thank you. If not, then that's cool too. Ever since it came out, you know, we did the first couple times that we talked about the stuff after the book, we did all this stuff where we're like, oh, let's talk about what's in the book. And we realized that no, that, you know, this was our thinking from about a year ago, from when the book was being written, and not from the time that it was published. So ever since then, we've been kind of like evolving the stuff that we talk about, so we don't talk about the same stuff anymore. Now we talk about stuff that's a little bit more evolved, or a little bit different, and that still interests us. So if you have read the book, then this is not what you're going to be hearing about today. And if you haven't, then that's cool too, because if you watch this, hopefully don't fall asleep, then everything afterwards will be totally good. Am I totally blowing you guys your ears out?
No.
We're okay? Okay, great. Anyway, before we continue to talk about the internet, and let's talk about a couple other things. This is me at Julien, so you can talk about me on Twitter behind my back. About 100 years ago, okay? Let's take ourselves back. About 100 years ago, and you're on a ship in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. It's Christmas Eve, and you're all by yourself. You're the ship navigator. So there's you and the ship captain, and you guys have worked together for years together, but tonight, you're pretty much by yourself, and it's very lonely. You use equipment like this, equipment which helps you connect with other ships, helps you connect with the shore, and helps you find out exactly how far away other ships are so you don't crash into them, for example, and so you don't crash into other stuff, helps you know and gain more information about what it is that's in your surroundings. But today, in 1904, over 100 years ago, on Christmas Eve, something incredible is about to happen. Something that has never happened before in the history of mankind. And even though it's the first time that it happens, it will actually revolutionize everything that you and everybody else in the world eventually does. Even though it seems like a small, insignificant thing right now, it will change everything. And what that is that for the first time, a voice comes out of this box. A voice that says, hello, are you there? Anybody there? And then following that is the sound of a violin. The sound of, oh, holy night. Remember, this is Christmas Eve. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, it reminds you of your family, you know? It reminds you of all the things that you're missing from back home. It reminds you of a ton of different stuff. And what it does is for all the people that are hearing this radio transmission, the first voice radio transmission in history, it brings people together in this unique way that has never really happened. And then shortly thereafter, of course, it's done over and over again. On the other end of this radio, there was a man named Reginald Fessenden. He was an inventor that was working at the time with Thomas Edison, and who eventually ended up working at the University of Pittsburgh. And there's something amazing about this guy, because a bunch of people thought that maybe you could, in fact, send a voice through the radio. But no one had ever really done it before. So why him? Why did he try it? And why am I telling you this in the first place, right? So the reason that I'm telling you this is because there are new radios all the time. There are the radios of the time, which is the first radio transmission, the first voice transmission. Very important time. And then afterwards, television, newspaper, cable, whatever, all of these things, one after another, are different kind of radios, different ways of communicating, different media. I would like you to take control of tomorrow's radios. I don't know what they are, and neither do you. But somebody has to take control of it. Right now, the people that are in control of the radios of today don't care about you. They don't know anything about you. They're using you and your eyes in order to sell you to other people for a bunch of money that you're making none of. Tomorrow's radios will be different. Tomorrow's radios will be controlled by many more people. It's already happening. And every single person can have a channel if they want to, a Facebook channel, a Twitter channel. It's all different. You know, even though it's not a half-hour show, it's not a 30-second commercial, even though it's not like a small little 5-minute bit on Saturday Night Live or whatever, it's still a channel. So everybody can have a channel. I would like you to have one. Why you know? Why does it have to be you? It doesn't have to be. But Reginald Fessenden did one thing that is incredible, and that is to touch the burner. When we're children, this is what we do. We touch the burner, right? We put our hand in the blender, we put our hand in the toilet, we put our hand in the electrical socket, or whatever. And it hurts, but we do it anyway. And that's what Reginald Fessenden did when he did this with the radio. He experimented, he tried something new. This is something that we were all doing at one point in our lives, but that many of us have stopped doing. Reginald Fessenden, by doing so, made history. And we can all do it because now we have a lot more control. It doesn't require a huge radio tower anymore. It doesn't require a printing press. All it requires is something very small. These are EXO laptops. It used to be called one laptop per child laptops. Whenever you bought one, another one was sent to the third world for free. So that meant that you were actually subsidizing communication in the third world and helping other people out there who couldn't afford computers on their own. These computers do something amazing that no other computers, as of this time, actually do. They do what humans do naturally, which is connect and network. Not in that weird, smarmy Anthony Robbins way, but they connect in this natural way where if you put a bunch of them in a room like here, they will naturally all connect to each other. They do it, and therefore they can share information, right? There's not a lot of computers that do this automatically, but this is one of them, and they were designed to do this in order to help people in Africa or wherever in the third world connect to each other easier. When I say a channel can be anything. This is really stupid. This is a very stupid channel. It's called Shit My Dad Says. And Shit My Dad, hold on, I'll help you guys out. You worry too much. Eat some bacon. What? No, I have no idea if it'll make you feel better. I just made too much bacon. Right? It's silly, and it makes no sense. But there's a reason that I'm showing you this. You can't see it on the far right because it's a little bit blurry, but there are 635,000 people following this Twitter channel. That was at the time that I took the screenshot. Now, there are over 1 million people following this Twitter channel, and guess what? Justin, the 29-year-old owner of this channel, just made a deal with CBS for a TV show. This is, you know, there's a reason I'm not showing you something. You know, when we get together, we don't think, oh, you know what, let's talk about Aristotle's ethics. Let's talk about something. We talk about stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? We talk about silly stuff that brings us together, and they're like, oh, you were late for work? I was late for work. Like, you know, when you and I, when we went to the gym earlier, we have something that sort of brings us together. It's not something, you know, it's not deep, it's not meaningful, it's just, we're sweating. It's gross, actually. It's really, really gross. But that's the kind of thing that brings people together. You know, we have a bunch of walls that we put up all the time. Everybody has different walls. So on the internet, we have a certain wall. You know, when we go to work, we have different walls that we have up. And stuff like this, that makes us laugh, brings the wall down, some of the walls. And that's why it's so important. And that's why Shit My Dad Says has over 1 million followers. And there's a big difference between having a channel and hype, okay? This is Kylie Minogue during a concert. She's wearing those stupid Kanye West sunglasses that were cool for about 15 minutes. She doesn't know how stupid she looks with these glasses on, but she looks really stupid. And that's because hype is up and down, okay? It's cool 1 minute, and then it dies the next.